Okay, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat mga kawerpa. Good day everyone to our viewers no in our Facebook live. So we are now on live stream in Facebook. So good day everyone. Okay, so we are here to discuss the direct current circuits part 14. So this is entitled Maximum Power Transfer Theorem. So for those who are just first time, no, watching us. So my name is Engineer Reggie Marinay. So you can call me Kuya Reg for short. Okay, so this is from MPHT Review and Training Center. Okay, so we're going to discuss the maximum power transfer. Okay, let's go over with our whiteboard. Okay, maximum power transfer theorem. So let's say we have a battery. It has an internal EMF of E, and we have internal resistance R. That internal resistance R here. And then we have the load resistance big R. We are going to make some derivation of the formula for the maximum power transfer, the current at maximum power transfer, the voltage at maximum power transfer, and the efficiency at maximum power transfer. So, let us have our power. What is our power flowing to our load? Okay. What is our power flowing to our load? So, this is our current. There's only one current, no? So, this is our current I, no? Or simply our load current. Or just simply our I, okay? Then, our power, or simply our, simple as power, or P. So, our power P is equal to I squared R. The R here is the load resistance. So, this is our load resistance. Okay. So, let us have our load current. So, what is the formula for our load current here? So, our load current is simply equal to, this is just by Ohm's law. This is the total voltage. What is our total voltage? E. Total voltage E. And then, what is our total resistance? Our total resistance is just the series combination of the load resistance, big R, plus the internal resistance of the battery, small r. Then we are to substitute here, let us substitute our current I in the equation of power. So our power will be equal to, okay, our I is E then over R, big R plus small r. So that is quantity squared, then multiplied by big R. So we have this formula. So let us simplify. We have here our P that is equal to, we have E squared over big R plus small r quantity squared, and then multiplied by big R. Okay? Then, for maximum power transfer, we have to equate the derivative of the power with respect to R. We have to equate it to 0. This is for maximum power transfer. Okay, a maxima minima in differential calculus. So, let us simplify first our equation here. So, if this is with respect to R, this is our variable R. Okay, so what will happen to the small r and to the E? That will become constant. Okay, so let us have here our E squared. Okay, then multiplied by, okay, so we have the big R. Okay, this is actually our power. Simply equal to our E squared, and then we have our big R, okay, divided by the big R plus the small r quantity squared. big R over the big R plus the small r quantity squared. Then we are going to take the derivative of this equation. What is the derivative of this equation? This is actually derivative of a quotient. It's just like we have here, what is the derivative? What is the derivative of u over b? Okay, in differential calculus, that is equal to v du minus u dv divided by v squared. So for this case, where is our u? Our u is our r. That is our u. Then what is our v? Our v is this, the denominator. So this is the numerator and this is the denominator. Okay? So let us have this. So we have the derivative of the power with respect to r. So that is equal to, okay, we have a constant. So ilabas natin kagad yung constant. Okay? Let us let the e squared, okay, outside of the equation. Then we have here, let's put a bracket here for the derivative. Okay, it says in our formula, so this is equal to v. So what is our v? So just copy this. So we have big R plus small r, quantity squared. Then du. What is du? That is the derivative of r. No? Derivative of r. Okay? So du meaning our u is our r. So what is the derivative of r with respect to r? Simply equal to 1. Huh? Okay, so just put here 1. Okay, lagay lang natin yung 1 na yon. Okay? Minus. Okay, the numerator, we have here our r times derivative of b. This is derivative of the denominator. What is the derivative of this denominator? This is actually derivative of a power. Okay, in differential calculus, what is the derivative of a power? That is equal to the exponent. Okay, I will put the exponent 2 because our exponent here is 2 multiplied by exponent times the base, big R plus small r, raised to exponent minus 1. What is our exponent? What is our exponent? We have 2 minus 1. What is 2 minus 1? By the way, what is 2 minus 1? Simply 1, right? Or we can remove this 1. Okay? We can remove this 1 already. So we have this 1. Exponent times the base raised to exponent minus 1 times derivative of the base. So the base is this. So big R plus small r. Derivative of small r, since this is constant, derivative of a constant is 0. Then what is derivative of r? Simply equal to 1. Okay? And then, let's have the bracket here. What about the v squared? So our v here is big R plus small r. Okay? Raised to, since this is already 2, then we have to square it again. So this will become 4. Okay? And the whole equation must be equated to 0. Let us equate that to 0. Okay? So that will be our equation. Okay, so we have here our equation. So ito na yung equation natin. Let us multiply both sides by, okay, let's use some algebra here. Okay, let us multiply both sides by, we have r, big R, plus small r, raised to 4, then divided by e squared. divided by E squared. Okay. So we just have to multiply this equation to this equation. Of course, the r plus r raised to 4 will cancel. Then the E squared will cancel also. Then if we are to transpose, distribute here and distribute here, so this is just 0. What will be left is just simply this equation. No? Ito lang matitira dyan. So, we have here big R plus small r, that is quantity squared, minus 2, okay, R times big R plus the small r. Okay, so that is equal to 0. So we see here, then let us divide both sides or multiply both sides by 1 over big R plus small r. Okay, what will be left is this, no, by algebra. So this will become 2 minus the exponent here, the same base, 2 minus 1, so meaning 1, so may matitira ka pang isa, still have 1 big R plus the small r. We have this one. And then what about here? So this will cancel. So that is minus 2r. So that is equal to 0. Okay, then we may remove. Now we can remove our parentheses here. So what will be left is what? In here we have what? Big R minus 2r. That will become negative r. Okay, that is equal negative r plus small r. So that is equal to 0. Okay, let us transpose our big R. So therefore, if we are to transpose our big R, what will be left? Negative R, that will become positive R. And that is equal to the small r. Meaning for maximum power transfer, the load resistance or the output resistance is equal to the input resistance. This is our internal EMF of our battery. Okay? This is the load resistance. Meaning they must be equal. If we are to see here, this is a variable resistor. Let's say this is a rheostat that you have to adjust the value. When you achieve the value that is equal to the internal resistance, there you will achieve the maximum power. Okay? So meaning that is the largest or the greatest power that can be delivered to this load resistance R. Okay? So let us continue now. Let us find our I at maximum power transfer. What is our I? So it says in our equation here, for our I, we have big E. Let's put the internal EMF of the battery. Then, big R. Okay. And we have here the small r. Since the small r is equal to the big R, so put here big R also. Okay? This is also big R. So this is equal to what now? So that will be equal to E over 2R. E over 2R. So this will be our formula for current at maximum power transfer. So that is our source voltage, then divided by 2R. Okay? Then let us have our load voltage B. Our load voltage B is when you put a voltmeter here. Let's say we have a voltmeter connected to our load. This is the voltmeter. Okay? let's say this is the voltmeter connected to our load. Here, what will be the voltmeter reading? It's simply Ohm's law. This is by Ohm's law. So we have here our I multiplied by the current. Okay? Then let us substitute here. What is our current I? Of course, that is the formula we have, that is E over 2R. And then that is multiplied by the big R. Okay? What will happen here? This will cancel out. Okay? So therefore, our load voltage is simply equal to big E over 2. That is another condition for maximum power transfer. Okay? That is another condition. Then let us have the formula for maximum power transfer. We said that power here is equal to I squared R. So our power here, I will substitute the equation for I, which is E over 2R. And then multiplied by R. So our R will cancel out here. Oh, by the way, this should be the power I squared. This must be squared, by the way. Sorry, I have to square this first. So our power is equal to E over 2R. So that should be quantity squared, then multiplied by R. Okay? So we have here our E. That will become E squared. 2 squared is 4. Then we have R squared. Then that is multiplied by R. And then 1R will cancel out here. Okay? So what will be left here is our E squared over 4R. This will be our maximum power being transferred to the load. No? So yan yung pinakamalaking power na ma-absorb ng load natin. No? Okay? Then let us solve for the efficiency for the maximum power transfer. What about the efficiency? Of course, we all know that it is the power output over the power input times 100%. What is now the power output? What is the power absorbed by the load here? What is the power absorbed by the load? That is simply equal to VI. Okay, load voltage times the load current. What is the power input? The power input is the power from the source, from the battery. What is the power here at the battery? Simply the total voltage multiplied by the total current. Who is the total voltage? Our big E. Who is our total current? No other than I, because that is just connected in series. Times 100%. Then, of course, our I will cancel out. Okay? Then, our efficiency is equal to what now? What is our V? That is E over 2. E over 2, then over E times 100%. So, by algebra, this will cancel out our E. That will just become 1/2 times 100%. Or just simply 50% efficiency. So, that will be our answer. At maximum power transfer, the efficiency is 50%. So, please take note of these ideas. No? It's very important. These are very important ideas that we have to consider for maximum power transfer. Okay? Okay, so we have here a note for maximum power transfer based on what we derived Okay? Maximum power transfer states that the maximum power transferred to a load resistor, no, to a load resistor occurs only when the said resistor has a value equal to the resistance of the network looking back from the load terminals. What do we mean by this? Take a look here again. We have a load resistor. This is exactly the same principle in our Thevenin's theorem. Okay? We have here our looking back two terminals. Now, looking back at these two terminals, A and B, let's say, okay, did you remember in our Thevenin's theorem? We have this formula in our Thevenin's theorem. Our formula in our Thevenin's theorem is, what is our, okay, let's have first the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Did you remember our Thevenin's equivalent circuit? So this is our RTH and our VTH. Then our load resistor here. This is our RL. This is our RTH. This is our VTH. Okay. VTH. Then we have our load current here. Load current. So take a look here, guys. Again, what is our load current here? Our load current simply equal to the total voltage, which is our VTH, all over total resistance, which is the series combination of RTH plus our RL. No? So, naka-series lang kasi yung dalawa. No? They are just connected in series. Now, how do we relate this equation to our maximum power transfer? Okay. So, take a look here again. Take note that our VTH in Thevenin's theorem, take a look here. Our VTH is simply our E. Our RTH here is simply our small r, the internal resistance of the battery. Our RL, of course, this is simply our big R from our equation before. Okay? So, therefore, if I'm going to make this as an equation, what will be our current I or IL? Before, our IL here is simply our I. So, what is then our I? So, therefore, our I will be equal to VTH. What is our VTH? Simply our E. Okay? Meaning that is the open circuit voltage. What do I mean? If you connect a voltmeter, no? If you remove our RL here, and then connect a voltmeter, the measured value of the voltmeter is simply the VTH or the E. Let's say if we have 12 volts here, the reading of the voltmeter here is simply 12 volts. Okay? So that is our E. Then over what? Okay, for Thevenin's theorem, so what is our RTH? That is simply equal to small r. Then, our RL simply equal to the big R. So, this is our equation before. Just the same to our equation here. Let's see again. So, ito yung equation natin kanina. I is equal to E over big R plus small r. Okay? So, this is our equation before. So, let's go over here. So, we have now, let us simplify here, this one. So, we have here E, then since the small r is equal to the big R, so therefore, it is R plus R. So, once again, so this is our E, then over 2R. Okay? This is the equation for our current at maximum power transfer. E over 2, then we have over R here. Okay? E over 2R. Okay? So that is the relation. That is one application of the Thevenin's theorem. That is for maximum power transfer. Then we are now ready to solve a problem. Say for problem number 1. Okay, let's go over with problem number 1 here. If a 10 volts battery has an internal resistance of 5 ohms, what is the load resistance at maximum power transfer? So, let us have here in our figure, okay, for number 1. So, let us just note the circuit is just the same with this circuit. Okay, if 10 volts battery, so our E is equal to 10 volts. Has an internal resistance of 5 ohms. So, our small r is equal to 5 ohms. What is the load resistance at maximum power transfer? Okay, again, at maximum power transfer, what is our general formula for our maximum power transfer? The input resistance. Okay, remember the input resistance is equal to the output resistance or our RL. In our equation for the battery, so our load resistance R simply equal to the small r. So therefore, that is simply equal to 5 ohms. No need to calculate. No need for a calculator here. So the answer would be letter B. This is our answer. Okay, let's have now problem number 2. If a 10 volts battery has an internal resistance of 5 ohms, actually they have the same given. What is the current at maximum power transfer? So let us solve this. What is the current at maximum power transfer? Again, what is our formula for current at maximum power transfer? That is equal to, I is equal to E, then over 2R. Isn't it? So let us just substitute. We have our I here that is equal to E. What is our E? We have 10 over 2 multiplied by 5. Okay, or just simply, this is simply 10, 2 times 5, that is 10, 10 over 10. So we have here 1 ampere. 1 ampere. Okay, that is the current at maximum power transfer to the load. Okay, therefore that is letter A. What about now number 3 problem? So number 3, the same given actually, what is the maximum power that can be delivered to the load resistor? Let's have now the direct formula. What is our formula for our maximum power? Okay. Our maximum power is equal to E squared over 4R. E squared over 4R. So what is our E here is 10 squared over 4 times 5 over 4 times 5 here. Okay? So 10 squared is 100 divided by 20. 100 divided by 20. So simply the answer is 5. Okay? 5 watts. That is 5 watts. Okay? Okay, the answer here is letter C. Okay, the next slide I would like to show to you, this graph for the power delivered to RL of this particular example, what we are solving here right now. Okay, so this is our RL. Actually, this is our adjustment in our field rheostat for our potentiometer. We are adjusting here. Okay, we are making some adjustment. So, our RL here, so this is, let's say, we make it as 1 ohm, 2 ohms, 3, 4, 5, up to 10 ohms. Okay? Then, of course, the internal resistance of the battery is fixed, is constant at 5 ohms. We are making adjustment to our load resistor. Okay? And then you will see here, using our formula, the voltage, which is our E in our example. That is the internal resistance plus the load resistance. We see here that the load current is, what happened here is the load current is decreasing in value. Once we increase the load resistance here, once we increase the load resistance, the current decreases. Okay? The current decreases. Well, of course, because they are inversely proportional, right? Even from Ohm's law, if we increase the resistance, the current decreases. We see here the current decreases. What about the load power, which is equal to I squared RL? Okay, the load power, what happened here is, as we increase the load resistance, what happened to the load power? The load power also increases. But as we see here, when we reach the maximum value, okay, the next value for RL, it becomes smaller. It will not go up and up and up. No. So, there will be a time that this will decrease the maximum power. Okay? So, that will happen. So, if we are to graph, basically, let's say we are to graph. There will be a graph like this. This will be the graph. Let's say this is the graph of the PL. Let's say this is our PL. And then this is the graph for RL. Meaning, as we increase the increment, let's say from 1, 2, 3, 4, then until we reach 5, 5 ohms, this is 5 ohms, there you will achieve the maximum power here. Maximum na siya, pinakamalaking power na yon. As we increase, again, let's say from 5 to 6 ohm, what happened? It lowered. It decreases here to 7, to 8, so on and so forth. It decreases now. There will come a time that the power will decrease. It's just like the same to our the human health, right? Well, if we are young, of course, we have the peak of our health. Study said that at the age of 25, there you achieve your peak health, no? Yun yung pinakamalusog ka, yung edad 25 anyos, no? Ayon sa pag-aaral. Kung meron kang edad na 25 years old, pero may kilala ako 25 years old, inatake sa puso eh. Ano kaya yun? On the average yun. On the average, the peak of the health of a human body is at 25 years old. According to the study, that is just an average. It's not exact. It can be higher than that. It can be lower than that age. There you achieve your maximum health. You're really strong. You can dunk a basketball to a ring. Okay? So if you are a player, that is the peak. That you are very healthy. But LeBron James is still now healthy, right? He's still strong. Okay, even though he's already 35 years old. Okay. You see? That is just an average according to the study. No? We are on our peak of our health if we are already 25 years old. As we becomes old, as time passes by, okay, will not be that healthy, that body. Okay? Compare when you are a 25-year-old man. Okay? So let us continue this. Number 4. Okay. Let us have number 4 here. I will redraw our circuit first. We have actually a 2-loop circuit. Okay, so dalawang loop ito, mga kawerpa. Okay, this is 20 ohms. This is 5 ohms resistor. Okay, so this is our load RL. This is 140 volts. This is 90 volts. Okay. So find the value of load resistance R or RL. This load resistance RL that will provide the maximum power delivered to a load. What is the value of this? No? That will give you the maximum power. Actually, at maximum power, okay, I will put a note here. At maximum power transfer, please take note of this, that our RL, the load resistance, is equal to our RTH. That is equal to our Thevenin's resistance. Huh? That is our Thevenin's resistance. Okay? So let us get our RTH here. So let us consider we have our 2 terminals here, terminals A and terminals B. Okay, let us remove our RL here. And as we remove our RL, we are to get our RTH, we have to remove the 2 voltage sources here and short the 2 terminals. This will be our equivalent circuit. Okay, so this is our point A. This is our point B. And then, this is the terminals of the 140 volts resistor. And then here, these are the terminals of the 90 volts resistor. Here. Okay. So this is our 20. This is our 5 ohms. You will see here that these terminals A and B, let us put an ohmmeter here. That is our RTH. In other book, that is what they call as R sub O, or that is the open circuit resistance, the RTH, or the Thevenin's resistance. What can you say about the connection of the 20 ohms and the 5 ohm resistor here? We have the 20 and then the 5 ohm resistor. What can you say about their connection? You will see here a parallel circuit because this is a node that is a common node of 20 and 5, and this is just a line. I said before that a straight line is just equivalent to a dot. What do I mean? Well, if you have your 20 here, it's just like saying, okay, this is our point A, this is our point B. It's just like saying you have your 20 ohms here, and you have your 5 ohms here. This is our 20. Well, it's simply if you have to stretch this one and ipagpag mo lang, no? Pagpag mo lang, pagpag. Okay. Diba sa English ang pagpag? Okay. What will happen? This 20 and 5 will become, this will be our R sub O or our RTH. The two terminals A and B are found here already. Because you stretch conductor A and conductor B, then you pagpag, okay? So, this will happen. 20 and 5 will become in parallel. So, we have to calculate our RTH. That is simply the product over the sum. 20 times 5 over 20 plus 5. So, therefore, our RTH simply equal to what now? The answer here is 4 ohms. Labas. What is our answer here? Okay, letter A. Huh? So that is our answer. Let's go with number 5. Okay, let's go with problem number 5. The question for problem number 5, calculate the maximum power. What is our maximum power, PL? So, take a look again. In our formula before, okay, so our maximum power is this. Again, our maximum power is equal to E squared over 4R. That is our formula before. So, using our Thevenin's theorem, so our P max simply equal to VTH squared over R 4R TH. We already have our RTH. Our only problem is our VTH here. Okay, in getting our VTH, let us remove our RL. This will be our circuit. Okay, so these are the two terminals. Okay, we have a 90 volt source here. Then we have 140. Volts. Then we have 90 volts. So, if we are to connect our VTH here, this is our 20 ohms. This is our 5 ohms here. So, what is our open circuit voltage here or our VTH here? So, ano ba yung VTH natin dito? Okay. So, this is just an open circuit voltage. No? Open circuit voltage. So, we have here our two terminals. No? I will remove first our voltmeter terminals. So, this is our terminals A and B. Okay? So, we have here this is our resistor. Okay? We have that one. So, this is our 20 ohms. This is our 140 volts. Okay? Then, this is our 5 ohm resistor. Then, this is our 90 volts. Then, let us stretch this, unatin mo lang to, A and B. Then, ilabas mong ganon. Okay? This is our terminals A and B. This is where you are going to put our VTH. Here. Okay? Remember, this is just an open circuit voltage. For the meantime, let's forget this first. So, this conductor is just open circuit. Then, let us solve the current flowing here. Okay? From 140 volts, there will be a current flowing here. There will be no current here because this is just open circuit. So, this current will just circulate here. No, iikot lang ng iikot yan. Paikot lang yan. Let's say this is our current I. What is our current I? What is our current I? Simply equal to what now? Let's have the powerhouse let it flow method. Let this current flows, no? It lives on the positive terminal of 140 volts. That's why I put here 140. It lives on the negative terminal of 90 volts. So this is minus 90. What about the resistance path? We have 20 plus 5. So that is 25. So what is now the value for the current here? So 140 minus 90 equals then divided by 25. So basically we have 2 amperes. 2 amperes. Then we are getting here the VTH. This is a better loop. No, it's so easy here. Let's have a circuit tracing here using the Kirchhoff's voltage law. This is already one complete loop. Let us put now the voltmeter here. Remember that this current is going downward. This is our current I. Okay. By Kirchhoff's voltage law, take a look here. Our circuit tracing lives on the negative terminal of the battery. That is why it is negative VTH. Negative VTH. And then it lives on the positive terminal of 90 volts. So, this is positive 90. Okay? And then, the circuit tracing is going up and the current is going down. This is going up. This is going down. 2 directions, 2 lines. 1, 2. Okay? So, that is simply current I, which is equal to 2 ampere, then multiplied by 5 ohm resistor. Okay? So, that is equal to 0. We can now substitute our 2 here. Okay? So, therefore, our VTH simply, that is 90, no? Plus 2 times 5, so that is 100 volts. The VTH is 100 volts. Okay? So, we can now substitute. Our Pmax here will be equal to, what is our VTH? 100 squared over 4. RTH is 4 ohms. Okay? So, what will be our maximum power transferred to the load? So, we have here 100 x squared then divided by 16. The answer is 625. 625 watts. That is our answer. So that will be letter D. Okay, guys. So, well, that's the end of just part 1, no? This is part 1 of our maximum power transfer theorem. Okay? So, thank you. We'll see you on the next video. Thank you.